Gypsy Rose cries online to make herself look like a victim of bullying. And also, she is caught copying her half-sister Mia Blanchard again.
Bellies, okay, and bellies that look like, okay, this, okay. I'm no size 2. I'm not flat, okay. Fold it a little, okay. See my feeding tube scar? See, okay. Now look.
Bodies that look like this also look like this. You see how the bed is still, distorted? That's because it's a cushion, and cushions do that when there's a pattern on them and you're putting pressure. It's all about angles and it's all about lighting. What I did with my pictures was I made them brighter, I put a little more saturation to make colors pop, okay?
Okay, it's all about angles. Okay, is this at all Photoshop? Now if I do this.
Okay, it's all about angles and lighting, really.
We all just stop with the bullying, okay?
The amount of bullying that I'm seeing is actually, it blows my mind that—
Stop with the bullying, okay? I don't alter my pictures, I know my angles. There's a difference.
Well, what do you know? Gypsy almost copied Mia word for word in a post that Mia made a few months back in July. She was addressing her bullies and people accusing her of using Photoshop, but to me, they both sound very similar. Do you think that Gypsy may have been copying Mia? Let me know your thoughts.
Gypsy Rose still holds this grudge against her sister Mia. Gypsy Blanchard is going to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader for Halloween. She's even telling us that she'll learn the dance and perform it for us. But I think it goes deeper why she chose this costume. Check this out.
Been very jealous of my sister.
Thanks to some savvy shredditors, we have this picture. We know that GRB herself has named Mia as one of her biggest triggers, mainly because of the relationship that Mia has with their father. Mia is kind of the daddy's girl. GRB has said time and time again how successful she would have been and how her life would be completely different if she were in Mia's shoes. How she would have never had to commit the act.
Buckle up because today we're diving into the latest drama with Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She's been crying online, begging everyone to stop the bullying and body shaming. And oh yeah, she's been caught straight up copying her half-sister Mia Blanchard yet again. If you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications real quick. And drop in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is there. Let's get into this whirlwind of alleged antics. Right off the bat, let me make this crystal clear. Everything I'm sharing today is purely alleged, based on swirling rumors and whispers from the online grapevine. I'm not claiming any of this as hard fact. It's all speculative chatter that I've picked up from various corners of the internet, and we're just dissecting it for the tea. With that said, Gypsy Rose has been making headlines once more, this time with a tearful plea online where she's asking folks to back off from what she calls bullying and body shaming. From what the rumors suggest, it all kicked off after some candid photo of her popped up. You know, one of those unfiltered snaps taken in a store like Costco or somewhere similar, where she's not posing perfectly for the gram. Allegedly, she jumped online in a video explaining that it was all about bad angles and lighting, and then she flipped the script, accusing everyone of being mean-spirited bullies. But hold up. The buzz is that nobody was actually body-shaming her in the way she's portraying.
I want to talk about body shaming. So, as a lot of y'all probably mostly saw if you're into like the Gypsy stuff. So, Ken and I were shopping at Costco, which I did try to do a live stream. I did not have the Wi-Fi for it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna click off of here. Well, we were just shopping, and somebody had taken a picture of us shopping, and that's like super rude. Like, I just think that if you want to like a picture with me or something, just ask. Like, I will take a picture with you. I'll take a selfie. I don't mind that. And Ken will tell this to anybody too. Like, don't be like rude and take a picture of somebody without their knowledge. That's just so rude. Well, anyway, that picture got posted online, and I was not even like paying attention. I'm just like super relaxed. I slouched, and it was not a flattering picture of me. Okay.
People were just pointing out the stark difference between her everyday look in that photo and the polished, edited versions she posts on social media. It's rumored that the real talk was about how she comes across as more average than the influencer vibe she curates, which apparently hit a nerve because it ties back to her whole persona of being this advocate and survivor figure. Instead of brushing it off like a pro, she allegedly went full defense mode, which some say just made her look a tad out of touch. Diving deeper into this alleged meltdown, Gypsy reportedly got emotional, shedding tears while insisting that people should just ask her for photos politely instead of sneaking shots. But the rumored counterpoint floating around is pretty savage. Not everyone is lining up for selfies with someone who's a convicted individual with a heavy past. Allegedly, that photo captured her in a raw moment that reminded folks of her history, not as some glamorous personality, but as the person who went through the system for serious reasons.
But here's the thing. It is super rude, as most of these things are being posted by women. And as women, I think that we should lift each other up. Like, why is it that women are so quick to tear each other down? I think that that is just so sad that women are bullying other women on looks. And that to me is just mind-blowing. Because it's like, you don't have to like someone, you don't have to agree with someone, but to publicly body shame is just wrong. Because I feel like if you are saying these things to someone, you don't know like what that person's going through on their end. So if you say something mean, even if it's online, like, that's an embarrassment. And I've seen, like, my friend Bree, she has been publicly body shamed on this app so many times, and it's disgusting because she is such a beautiful person inside and out, and these people don't even take the time to know the kind of person she is, let alone, see the beauty that is there to be seen.
Rumors have it that she looked exactly like what her story entails, and instead of owning it or letting it fade, she amplified the drama by responding publicly. It's speculated that this is classic behavior for someone who craves the spotlight but can't handle the unvarnished truth. And let's not forget the humorous irony here. If you're positioning yourself as a celebrity, maybe rolling with the punches comes with the territory, right? But no, she allegedly pulled the victim card hard, rallying her fans to defend her, which some say is just fueling her need for attention and validation. Now, shifting gears to the body-shaming angle, or lack thereof, according to the rumors. It's alleged that the commentary wasn't about calling her names or criticizing her figure outright. It was more about highlighting how she edits out natural features, like a post-pregnancy pooch in her online pics. There's nothing wrong with having a real body after having a baby. Heck, that's life for so many of us.
And I've had it happen to me. Ken has had it happen to him. So many people are so judgmental that it's just heartbreaking in the world. It really is so heartbreaking. Even my sister has gone through it. A couple of months ago, she had made a video because she had posted an absolutely gorgeous picture of herself lounging around in a bikini. And I guess she got comments that was like, you Photoshop your pictures, or you've had like more work done than what you're saying, things like that. And so she made a video and she's like, pictures that look like this could also look like this. And she's showing like a couple of the pictures she had taken. And my sister's a beautiful woman. So it's so terrible that even she gets this kind of criticism. So it's like, you're even criticizing people that don't need to be criticized. So I think that that's just kind of what I want to bring to everybody's attention is that's like, let's be kinder to one another, okay? Like, and yes, that's life. I understand that that's life.
But the speculation is that Gypsy denies using filters or Photoshop to her dying breath, even when evidence suggests otherwise. Rumored examples include wonky backgrounds in her photos, like a door that looks all wavy from editing mishaps, yet she insists it's all natural. This has people chuckling because she'll turn around and lecture others on authenticity while allegedly hiding behind digital touch-ups. And get this, in her response video, she supposedly had a filter on while complaining about the hate, which is peak hypocrisy if the rumors hold up. It's speculated that she's quick to call out bullies, but she'd rather play that role than own up to her own past actions. Humorously, some whispers suggest that if being called out online is the closest thing to justice for her story, then so be it. Better that than glossing over the heavier alleged truths.
By the way, Gypsy, sorry to call you out. Sorry to call you out, Gypsy, but she got the knockers. One's up here, one's down there. Like, I don't know what's happening, Gypsy. You wearing a bra? Listen, I know you had the kid. That's proof you had the kid, because one knocker's up top, one down low, okay? One's dragging on the ground and one's touching the ceiling, Gypsy. You're going to have to put a zero on next times. Y'all are still making up rumors about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Gypsy went out to the Costco, and guess what she went there for? She was looking for Ryan. Gypsy was looking for Ryan and Pixie at the Costco today. Gypsy, what kind of outfit is that? I'm so sorry, but isn't it hot there? I'm about to check the fucking weather. Gypsy rose to the Blanchard. You're telling me you were in boots? Thigh-high boots, because you're tiny. Thigh-high boots and a sweater dress? A fucking sweater dress? I understand it's technically fall, but you live in Louisiana and it was 90 degrees out today. So what the hell was that? What the hell was that, Gypsy? Seriously.
Speaking of alleged truths, let's unpack the bigger picture surrounding Gypsy's narrative. Rumors paint a complex tale where people initially bought into the idea that she was purely a victim of severe abuse, justifying extreme actions as a survival necessity. But the speculative deep dives suggest it wasn't that black and white. Allegedly, there was mutual involvement in schemes and deceptions between her and her late mother, turning what seemed like a one-sided horror into a shared grift. It's rumored that shows and media portrayals amplified the act aspect, but not in the way many think. Instead of just her mother pulling strings, Gypsy was allegedly in on it, using the facade for perks like trips and attention. This misinformation, supposedly orchestrated by Gypsy herself post-release, has kept her in the limelight, but more folks are allegedly questioning her behavior now that she's out and about. The buzz is that if content creators focus solely on her story without critique, they might be too close to the source, so viewers should stay discerning.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard tells us she doesn't use AI and posts pictures of her body and then tells us we're jealous of her because they are perfectly shaped. And then she's spotted in public in her natural state, like that down there. Now, there's nothing wrong with that body. I don't care what you think of Gypsy Rose. We're not going to body shame. She's had a baby. There's nothing wrong with that body. The issue we have is the fact that you're going to post perfectly angled pictures where you're sticking out your chest, sucking in your stomach, and angling your camera this way. Yes, honey, I know how you did it because guess what? I did it too. I got 4 C-section baby bellies here. I got it. I don't like to show it. I will angle. As a matter of fact, in here I use filters to cover up the pimples that I still get at 45. We all do it.
It's all alleged, of course, but it adds layers to why her pleas for kindness ring hollow to some. She's built a brand on a selective version of events. And then there's the hilarious alleged copying of her half-sister Mia Blanchard. Again! Rumors are swirling that Gypsy mirrored Mia's words almost verbatim in a post addressing haters and Photoshop accusations. Mia supposedly posted months ago about dealing with bullies and denying edits, and Gypsy's recent rant echoes it eerily, right down to the phrasing. Speculation is rife. Is this sibling envy, a lack of originality, or just another ploy for engagement? It's rumored that this isn't the first time. Gypsy allegedly borrows vibes, styles, or even responses from Mia, which comes off as petty and uncreative. In a world where authenticity sells, this alleged mimicry just underscores the performative side of her online presence. It's funny in a cringy way. Like, girl, forge your own path instead of shadowing family drama. On another alleged front, Gypsy's been spotted in candid pics that are pure comedy gold.
But don't try to shame other people. Don't lie about it or act like that you're something you're not. That's the problem. But then again, that's what you've always done. All right, hang on. I'm tired of looking at this. See what I did there? There's a filter. It's gone. But I'm not lying to you about it. We all know. Gypsy Rose Blanchard from the very beginning has lied about who she is. She's put on a show. She likes costumes. She likes anime. She pretended to be a disabled child so that she could go to Disney. My name is Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I'm in Cinderella's castle, and I'm eating royal mashed potatoes. They're good. She pretended to be that to get what she wanted. She was pretending to be something and then shaming other women, talking about we're jealous of her body. And now we see what she looks like. Just like the rest of us after we've had babies. Gypsy Rose, quit being something that you're not. Quit playing the victim and say everybody's hating on you. Just get on here and try to be a normal person. Well, as normal as you can be after you've served 8 years of your 10-year sentence for murdering your mother so you could go out and get some D.
One rumor describes a shot of her out with what might be her current partner, staring at him like a scolded kid who's raided the closet for the wildest outfit. Speculation abounds about her mismatched look. Oversized chest on one side, perhaps from ill-fitting clothes or angles, and it's got people decoding it like a puzzle. Allegedly, she gives off disappointed child vibes, pleading with her eyes, which ties back to her rumored insecurity and need for approval. It's speculated that these unposed moments reveal the real her, far from the filtered facade, and her overreactions just amplify the laughs. Let's not skip the alleged hair drama either. Gypsy's reportedly changed her locks a ton, rushing to social media each time, only to cry foul when feedback isn't all praise. Rumors say she's rocked cuts, wigs, and styles galore, but labels honest critiques as bullying.
Yeah, see these are my ribs, okay? Okay? But it's all about angles. So if you want to look thinner in your pictures, so when you're doing pictures, put your leg out like that, okay? Arch your back a little bit, okay? And then you take your picture. Always take it from above. It'll make your chin and everything look thinner, okay? Okay? But when you slouch, everything crumbles, okay? Okay, so can we all just stop with the bullying, okay? I don't alter my pictures. I know my angles.
Speculatively, it's not hate. It's just folks calling out what doesn't flatter, like a wonky bang or side swoop that misses the mark. But she allegedly twists it into victimhood, demanding constant validation. This pattern, rumors suggest, shows deep insecurity. She craves the internet's nod but can't handle dissent. Circling back to the body talk, Gypsy allegedly demonstrated proper posing in her video, teaching how to angle for a flatter belly, all while claiming expertise. But whispers point out the irony. If she's bloated or dealing with natural cycles, why the TMY defense? It's speculated she was more upset about the unflattering heat, dressed in boots and sweaters on a hot day, looking uncomfortable. Rumors tie this to her alleged addiction to attention, where even wardrobe choices scream for notice. And get this, alleged modeling aspirations surfaced from old poses, but without confidence, it falls flat. Speculatively, if she wants public life, she can't complain about snapshots, especially given her past, where rumors say she expects zero backlash despite heavy history.
Gypsy, the instructions must have been unclear because, girl, I did not get the same result you did with different angles. In fact, doing those angles made me look bigger. And, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big girl. I got a double chin. But you see, the difference between me and you is I'm not in denial. If this picture was me, I would know it was me. Just like if this picture was also me, I would know it was a filtered me. Now, you're not wrong. If I do this, it does hide my double chin some. But if you do that, it doesn't give you more chin, girl. Also, not a lot of people are saying you're fat. They're just saying that you have a pooch that you've edited out here.
Shifting to alleged fanbase flips, Gypsy reportedly ditched repping the Dallas Cowboys after posting in a cheerleader costume, tagging them for clout, only to switch to New Orleans Saints gear on her wish list. Speculation is it's all rage bait for engagement and money, no real loyalty, just grifting vibes. Rumors suggest she's eyeing pricey items like carts, possibly hoping fans foot the bill under baby pretexts, keeping that alleged scam energy alive. Then there's the rumored baby drama. Gypsy allegedly expressed fear over critics calling her child a doll, citing cult-like vibes from detractors. But speculation points to hypocrisy. She jokes about charging up the baby, validating the claims while playing victim. It's alleged she's using her daughter for bait, laughing privately but pleading publicly, which doesn't add up. Rumors warn this could be distracting from deeper facts about her mother's fate, a brutal, sadistic act where she set up an accomplice now serving life, while she got a light sentence. Allegedly, she recently went public saying she's on antidepressants, specifically name-dropping Wellbutrin, to explain her erratic behavior that's been raising eyebrows. But the rumor mill is buzzing that nobody's buying it.
Not that there's anything wrong with being fat. Anyways, it's comical you said all that on a video with a filter on. And you know what? To be fair, I just took retouch off. Because, you know what? How am I going to sit here and talk shit with retouch on? You can clearly see there's a difference. Would you be willing to take your retouch off? Also, you can repeatedly tell us to stop being a bully, but I would rather be a bully than a schmurderer. So, you know, maybe you should have tried not being a schmurderer. If the only justice that Dee Dee gets in this lifetime is people coming on the app and putting you in your place, I'll accept it.
Not because we doubt mental health struggles, but because Gypsy's track record of alleged fibs makes this claim feel like another calculated move. Supposedly, people started side-eyeing her for things like her jaw movements, her questionable fashion choices, and the way she talks about her past, particularly her late mother. The speculation is that she dropped this medication bombshell to deflect suspicion, but it backfired spectacularly because the details don't add up. According to whispers, the symptoms she described don't match what Wellbutrin is typically prescribed for. It's not for seizures or psychotic behavior, and a real doctor would allegedly never prescribe it for her supposed issues. Some even speculate she might be misusing it, pointing to her claim that she felt a burst of energy initially, but now feels nothing after just a month. Rumors from those familiar with meds suggest that's not how antidepressants work. It takes weeks for effects to kick in, and feeling immune so fast could imply a tolerance built from overuse. If true, that's a whole other layer of alleged chaos.
Somebody from Gypsy Rose's childhood has reached out to me, and y'all, I have some information that is almost too wild to be true. This lady told me that whenever Gypsy was around 6-7 years old, they were in Brownie Girl Scouts together, as well as they went to Golden Meadow Junior High cheer camp together, and she even attended one of Gypsy Rose's birthday parties at Burger King. And the next time she goes home, she is going to go through home videos to see if they have any videos with Gypsy on it, because her family took a lot of videos back in the day. But let's get into what we have right now.
Gypsy's explanation was shallow. She supposedly rattled off basic Google-level info about dopamine, like she skimmed the first paragraph of a WebMD page. Critics are whispering that if she's on this med, it's either not prescribed or she's exaggerating for sympathy. The speculation goes deeper.
This picture right here is Gypsy Rose Lee. She was a famous burlesque dancer. And you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with Gypsy Rose? Well, let me tell you. This young lady told me that whenever they were kids, all of the parents would talk about how Gypsy Rose was named after a famous stripper. And that as a kid, this girl who was about 2 years older than Gypsy thought that it was just a rumor because Gypsy's mom was very pretty and she just assumed all the other moms were jealous of Dee Dee. So I went into a deep dive of who this Gypsy Rose person that was a famous stripper back in the day, and I found Gypsy Rose Lee. And I found some similarities that can't be ignored.
Her alleged need to control the narrative ties back to her history of spinning tales. Rumors suggest she's always got a motive, whether it's deflecting from her past actions or keeping her name in the headlines. Some even allege she's using this to paint herself as a victim again, dodging accountability for the darker parts of her story, like the brutal events tied to her mother's fate.
Gypsy Rose Lee, her mother lied about her age and often forged birth certificates for her as well as her sister. And the mother did this so that she could maintain tight control over their adolescent years and have the ability to force them into the spotlight. And oddly enough, Gypsy Rose Lee's younger sister, June, was the talented one. But those are not the only things that were similar. Gypsy Rose Lee also wrote a memoir about having to escape her mother. Of course, not by the means of schmurder, but nonetheless escaping her mother. The media also took an interest in Gypsy Rose Lee, just like they did Gypsy Rose Blanchard. There was a musical film produced about Gypsy Rose Lee, and the Hulu show The Act about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. What do y'all think about this and the similarities? Is it weird, or am I just thinking too far into it?
It's speculated that she's banking on people's sympathy for mental health struggles to gloss over the fact that her behavior, from jaw twitches to questionable public appearances, might point to something less clinical and more performative. Now, let's get to the juiciest alleged drama. Gypsy and her crew supposedly stirring the pot with her baby, Aurora. Rumors are flying that her friend, let's call her the loyal minion, posted something wild, implying Aurora is a reborn doll by joking about charging her up for dinner, complete with a prop-like setup. Gypsy allegedly laughed along in the comments, liking skeleton emojis and quips about batteries, which has people raising eyebrows. The speculation: she's either trolling hard or validating the very claims she's crying about. See, there's this online figure stirring up noise alleging Aurora isn't real, and instead of shutting it down, Gypsy's camp is supposedly fanning the flames.
I bought this for her. I think it's very nice. She could dye it. It's a very nice braid up top. And she can wear it like this if she wants to, which is very, very nice. I would say, if she wants to do this, she can. But we're trying to cover up that, you know. I didn't want to give it away, but I think I might let her have it because she needs it more than me. Yeah. That's a good match. I would never wear this. I only bought this to, like, play a role. Like, if I wanted to, like, let's see.
A rumored message from her circle called out this figure for dangerous rhetoric, warning that some unhinged person might act on it. But here's the kicker. If Gypsy's so worried about her kid's safety, why is she allegedly joking about the same reborn doll narrative? The gossip suggests she's playing both sides, laughing privately while publicly pleading victimhood, saying she's scared for Aurora. It's speculated that this is classic Gypsy, creating drama, then milking it for attention, possibly even putting her kid in the spotlight for clout. The irony is thick. She's allegedly upset about bullying, but might be baiting the chaos herself.
Breaking news, y'all. Gypsy Rose Blanchard has ditched the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we all know she was just looking for some attention from Ryan, right? When she posted that picture of her in the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader costume, and she even tagged the official DCC on Instagram. Like, she really wanted the attention. She really wanted to convince them that she was a fan. She was a Cowboys fan. But how quickly she forgets things, because look what she posted for her Christmas wish list. Hang on. Yeah, that doesn't look like the Dallas Cowboys, y'all. That's actually the New Orleans Saints. Now she's trying to rep Louisiana, but where's the cheerleader costume? Where's the tag? Wait, who is she? I don't even know anymore. Rage baiting is all Gypsy's doing these days. She's posting things because she wants people to come, engage, and comment so she can make money. That cart on her wish list, homegirl, we know Kim can't even barely pay your rent and you don't have a job. How exactly are you going to be able to afford that? Or are you going to put it on an Amazon wish list and say that baby Aurora needs it and pray that one of your followers sends it to you because you still got that grift going on? I don't know. But Dallas Cowboys last week, New Orleans Saints this week. Who's it going to be the next week? What's Chillicathe's mascot?
Tying this all together, the rumors paint Gypsy as a master of manipulation with a knack for flipping scripts. Her alleged antidepressant story feels like a distraction from her public missteps, like that photo where she looked less influencer and more like she's dodging reality. Her fashion faux pas, from ill-fitting wigs to sweaty sweater dresses, are rumored to be less about style and more about screaming for validation. And the baby drama? Speculation is she's using Aurora as a prop to keep her narrative alive, laughing at the absurdity while crying foul when it backfires. The whispers go deeper. Her past as an alleged con artist, tied to schemes with her mother and a heavy crime, looms large. Some speculate her judgment will come not from online haters, but from higher forces, pointing to her alleged lies, betrayals, and even spicy messages to family members that raise eyebrows.
Gypsy Rose got on TikTok talking about fall sweater time while it's 82 degrees outside. Ma'am, you're not in a Hallmark movie, okay? You're in Sam's Club. And put that knitted dress down before you faint in front of the Red Bull. She's out here giving cozy fall vibes while her armpits are filing for emancipation because, girl, it's hot outside. You can't romanticize a heat stroke. That's not pumpkin spice. It's your body begging for electrolytes, okay? TikTok Gypsy look like she in a rom-com. Now, Sam's Club Gypsy look like she just realized she's an adult and doesn't come with air conditioning or a plot of armor, okay? Listen, I'm trying not to judge, but this whole situation, it screams, I want to give autumn aesthetics, but accidentally summoned a seasonal confusion, okay? The moral of the story is, check the weather app before you check the mirror. But honestly, I don't even think you check the mirror. Let's be for real. Because the fall sweater time is not 82 degrees, okay? That's not cozy, that's cardio. Yeah, just FYI.
It's rumored her daughter might one day call her out for this cycle of deceit, continuing a legacy of chaos. The gossip doesn't stop there. Allegedly, Gypsy's inner circle, including her supposed bestie, mirrors her behavior, with whispers of questionable habits and enabling antics. Speculation suggests you don't hang with folks who act this way unless you're in on it, and Gypsy's rumored to be the ringleader. From her wig obsession to her public meltdowns, it's all allegedly part of a pattern. Create a scene, play victim, repeat. The antidepressant claim, the baby jokes, the candid photo clapbacks, rumors say it's all a performance to keep her relevant. Finally, on the alleged narcissism front, rumors describe Gypsy as unable to stay silent on slights, always clapping back to protect her persona.
House tour. I promise y'all will get a house tour, but just let me clean it first. I'm so picky. Because this, let's be on some real, okay? This house has to be like spotless and like everything has to be in its place because like, think about it. Everybody scrutinizes everything that I do, every move that I make. So if I leave a towel on the floor, you'll be like, Gypsy's a snub. Well, it's not like that kind of an apartment. It's a house. Place. A rental house, yeah. I don't know the song. No, we didn't buy a house yet. We don't want to buy a house until we like know where we want to like live permanently, you know? It might not be Louisiana, it might be, we don't know yet. So we're gonna figure that out later.
Speculatively, it's a house of cards. One critique, and it crumbles, so she pulls victimhood to rally fuel. But the buzz is she's the real bully, rumored to use burner accounts to mock others' looks and smarts. It's all alleged irony, preaching kindness while denying her own deceptions. In the end, speculations suggest her calls for peace are laughable given her history. She's not quieting the noise, she's amplifying it for profit. What do you think, squad? Spill in the comments.